And hello, movie fans, and welcome back to another episode of the Zone TV Entertainment with me, your host, Jonathan. Once again, bringing you my thoughts and movie review. And this is for the brand new horror film, The Backroom. Now, The Backroom is a horror film. It does star Chiwetel Ejiofor, Renata Rivas. Probably butchered, I apologize. Mark Duplass, sorry, probably butchered that again. And Finn Bennett. So before I begin, gotta say congratulations to everybody involved in the film. It's very hard to make a film or movie, depends on what you're watching. Also, where's our trailer, Marvel? I will continue saying this until Marvel releases the Avengers Doomsday trailer, which now I'm here is in July, but we'll see. So anyway, so now let's talk about The Backroom. So The Backroom tells the story of Chiwetel Ejiofor, normal guy. He's going through some things. He's going through a divorce, and he's just going to see his therapist, played by Renetta. And he's I guess they say he's a used furniture salesman. So this movie takes place like in the early 90s, maybe the late 90s. But anyway, so he's just a normal salesman doing his thing. And one night, he's having some kind of electrical problem in his store, excuse me. And then somehow he ends up in another dimension that ends up being the back room. Now, the back room, a bit more little backstory of the back room, because I really don't know too much about it. All I know, I've seen videos on YouTube about it. It's just an empty office space that's basically all yellow. Why yellow? No idea. And it's endless. It's literally endless. It's either hell or it's something completely different. So honestly, I really don't know. I really wish, you know, I knew more about this, but I'll go back. I'll get to that in my negatives. So yeah, so Chiwetel Ejiofor, he ends up going into this room, into the back rooms, and things get hectic. I'm talking about he might as well be in hell, because honestly, the emptiness of what this place is and how it ends, it's like an open world maze. It's kind of like if Minecraft and a maze made love, had a baby, and that's what this movie is. And that's exactly what this is. It's nothing but endlessness. It's endless. Everything is all nothing but office space before an office becomes an office. When you rent out an office space, you have all that space. You can put desks over here, furniture over there, whatever. But this is like empty, and it's endless. No matter how much he goes left, right, where, keeps going on and on and on. And then there are things inside there. What kind of things? Things that are nightmares would be afraid of. So yeah, so there's that. So how is this movie? Honestly, it's all right. It's all right. Apparently this is the director of this movie is the same director who created the mythology of the legend, excuse me, of the backstory, the urban legend of what it is. Like I said, I've seen videos. I don't know if you noticed this, but I've seen videos on YouTube of the back room when people edited it, where you could have like Thomas the Tank Engine chasing somebody, or I seen one where like literally there's no joke about this. Look it up if you can. I seen one where somebody's. It feels like I thought it was a video game at first, because when I watched this YouTube video once, it felt like a video game, because you feel somebody's playing the game as first person, and then they walk in, and then something will pop up. But somebody fixed it to make it look like Michael Jackson is chasing them, but with a scary face. So that's kind of creepy. So it's one of those kinds of. It's more of a psychological horror thriller than an actual horror movie. There are some cool jump scares in here, but still, it was fine. The acting was great. I just wish the story was a lot better. Honestly, because look, like I said, I don't really know too much about the actual YouTube backstory of what the supposed back room is. Apparently, it's another dimension that if we touch right now, we can maybe there's a dimension in my home that I can go into another universe or whatever and be endless. I don't know where this story really came from. Maybe this guy did created it, and then now he's making a YouTuber. He's like only 20 years old, so good for him. Congratulations. It's very hard to make a movie, but I forgot the director's name. Anyway, it, it, it was just fine. There was some stuff in here that I liked. First of all, the whole backroom concept was cool. Just seeing how every time you see Chewie tell Ejiofor go into this world, it seems like it's endless. It's literally endless. If there was actually no monsters in here and it was just him exploring it and seeing different sides of this room, this movie would have been more interesting. You know, it started to get there, and then I'll get to that to my negatives. But you know, it started to get to the point like, ooh, what's happening next? What's gonna happen next? And then it just kind of like, it's like playing basketball or football and you're having fun, and then you're that one kid who's like having fun seeing your friends pass the ball around, and it's your turn to get the ball, and then you just drop it. That's exactly what this was, because honestly, it felt like it was getting to the cool parts, and then it just dropped. And then for my negatives, it's like you couldn't just pick the creature or something. It was more of a psychological thing in your head. So it was whatever Chiwetel Ejiofor was thinking about, or his occupation was basically the creature in a way. The creature looked cool, but it was just like it got to a point where it was kind of like weird. And then if you look at the posters, Renetta is like the main star of this movie, which is fine. But her character doesn't show up until like near the middle of the movie, and then she takes over, and then it just became it kind of went fast with her character. They saw that, you know, Chiwetel Ejiofor is a bigger star, not much of a bigger star, but still a bigger star, and they're like, let's go with him first, and then when we forgot about the other star. Let's just put her in here and hit action and go 1, 2, 3, and then it was pretty much over. There is a good shot in here that I liked about it's like Chiwetel Ejiofor and involving the camera, and when you see this camera, the camera style of what camera they use, very cool scene, and I wanted more of it, you know, but it was just, I think it was a little too late for this kind of a thing. And I also kind of wish it was kind of one creature, like I said before, but the creatures kind of felt like they were there, but really no explanation of why they were there. You know, like I said, I never really heard about the real story about the legend of the back room, and why is, you know, who the guy who created it, why, you know, what was the actual purpose for it? What did he actually find another dimension in our reality? And he just never he explored it and just took notes and just never went into deep enough to see if he would get, you know, murdered from whatever the heck was actually in there, and he just took a guess of what kind of creatures that could be there. And it wasn't really that like, oh, because once the creatures revealed, it's like, oh, okay, cool jump scares, but nothing really too major. So overall, this movie's fine. If you love the lore of this story, it's kind of like the Slender Man mythology, except in real life, the Slender Man did end up helping somebody commit an actual crime in real life, and that person's, I think, still in jail for what that person did. But I'm not gonna explain what it is, but you should know if you want to look it up. But you know, at least with that, we knew it was the Slender Man, right? Here, we don't know really too much. It's just an empty hallway of endless hell, and that's all it is. It's in a non-constant loop, and that's all it was. And honestly, I was a little disappointed. But overall, the movie's okay. The ending was creepy, though. I thought the ending was like, huh. Like, because the ending to me felt like, okay, it's going somewhere. And then it just ended. I'm like, oh. So, it was more of like, this is going to be awesome. And then it just, nothing. Oh, there's something cool is coming. Oh, wait, never mind. So, it was more of that. So, overall, this movie's okay. If you know the mythology of this, I'm pretty sure you get a kick out of it. If you don't know anything about it and you check it out anyway, you might get a couple of jump scares here or there, and you know, it's an interesting little story, but nothing really moves the needle, in my opinion, of making it a great horror movie or a bad horror movie. It's just stuck in the middle. It's just there. It's just okay. And if it's not like you go and watch Obsession, you're wondering why that girl goes cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and when you watch the movie, you end up finding out why, and you're like, oh, this is an interesting story. Or Sinners, or anything like horror movies of today, where, you know, you get explanation. But this horror movie is just stuck in the middle. It's not really telling you anything. So, there you go. So, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about the back room. Did you guys know about the legend before this movie? Have you seen this movie? Did you not know about it until after you saw this movie? Are you going back and watching the YouTube little video that is about this thing? Whatever it is, leave me a comment below. Let me know. Stay tuned for more. Thank you much, and have a good day.